So do you think that turkey knows he can see as good as he can see?
Oh, yeah. He knows how good he can see.
Like,
you can just fool him if you don't move.
Well, it's like today we were sitting there, and I seen the bird on the hill plain as day. I mean, it was a plane straight through, no limbs between me and him. He was probably 150 yards. And I was sitting there watching him, and he is gazing, just looking. And then he'd lay his head down, and Mikey'd call, and he'd stop whatever it was doing. He's like, shit, we got to find it. We got to find it.
Got to find him, yeah.
And he done that
I think they do get to a point where they get so worked up. No, it's a little early for that now. They get a little making mistakes. Yeah. It's like a buck and rut. They'll make a mistake, but they're keen. Like if you'd have moved your hand or waved or anything like that, made any kind of movement, I guarantee you'd have saw it.
Oh, I wasn't even blinking.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back to the Buck Junkie Podcast. I'm your host, Malcom, my guest today. We got Jamie, Mark, and Mikey in the house as usual. What's happening, fellas?
What's going on?
Another day.
Turkey season.
I was trying to stretch over here, man.
You ain't getting tired, are you, Mark?
4:45 was early this morning.
You done got up early to turkey hunt this morning.
Know it.
So what's new?
I was fitting to shoot a Jake.
We're going to get into that hunt here in a minute. We had a dang good one this morning. Did everything but kill a bird. But first, I know I saw a comment in the community, and I'm pretty sure we announced this, but it was that corkboard contest that we had going on back in February.
Yeah.
And it was the deer camp corkboard with all your pictures, and we had some good entries. But what was the guy's name? It was Brandon Blackledge from Meridian won that corkboard contest. We've already sent him his stuff, but we do have another contest going. So if y'all want to get a chance to win some cool prizes, this one's going to be a turkey call package, I guess, and probably some swag to go with it, some various calls. But there's a post on there, and it was Mikey doing a fly down sequence. Go to that post on the Buck Junkies Outdoor Club community page. First, join the community if you're already not a member, and then post a quick video of you using your favorite turkey call. It don't have to be in the woods. It can be sitting at your dadgum table in your car. It don't matter. Just whip out your phone, make a clip. It could be a mouth call, box call, slate call, wing call, whatever kind of call y'all want to use. But put a little video on there, and I think we're going to try to post some of us doing something.
Jamie said he was going to be the first one to post.
I want Jamie to run one of them box calls he made. You bring it with you?
Y'all going to figure out why I don't call turkey hunting a rabbit hunt.
Well, I don't need to call either, but I sure as heck try. I'm learning.
Good.
I'm learning. Hey, I made one gobble this morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, so y'all check that out. Also, don't forget that Beast and Brews is this Saturday, right?
This
Sometime
weekend.
in Mississippi.
Yep.
It's going to be an outdoor cooking, a wild game cooking event, and I guess they're pairing it with the beer garden.
That's what they did last year.
Huh. And I'm going to tell you, if you're a turkey hunter, take your time and walk over to Mimi's on Main. And Coontown Pottery has some turkeys in there, handmade pottery turkey.
Really?
That look awesome.
Yeah, me and Mark went there last
hadn't
week. They got some pretty cool stuff in there for the.
They had a pig and a couple coons, of course, turkeys, and they had deer and ducks.
There. Where's that at? Right there on Main Street?
Right there on the corner by the contest.
Heck yeah. One other thing I wanted to ask. Did y'all see, it was on TikTok, the gal's name is Jennifer Danella, did a barbecued bear meatloaf.
I did see that.
Man, it looked pretty dang good.
Barbecue bear meatloaf.
Barbecue bear meatloaf.
Good.
It's ground bear. Would y'all eat? That was my question. Would you eat bear? I've never ate bear.
I tried.
Yeah.
I've heard
I'd
it's
eat it.
good.
I would eat it by somebody that knew what they was doing.
Yeah. Like
I'm
a
not
Michael Hunter swears.
I'm not fisting to eat it. One of us cook it because we don't have a clue what to do with no bear.
I think the main thing with bear is you just got to cook it done, like to a safe temp, because it's full of parasites. That's what that meat eater group, they were out there.
Trichinosis.
That's been a long time ago, but they all got sick off eating bear. I don't want none of that. Yeah.
It can't be no worse. We had kangaroo a couple of weeks ago. Kangaroo's pretty daggum good, really.
Yeah, but
did you like what part was it? The tail? What part of the kangaroo do you
It
eat?
looked like tenderloins.
I had a
back straps.
Yeah.
I think mine was the pouch.
Yeah.
You had a pouch
I
meat.
think they had the pouch meat.
Inside pouch or outside pouch?
No, it was it was different.
Make a taco out of pouch.
No, kangaroo was good, but what you just said is full of parasites. You got to cook it a little further.
The kangaroo is too?
No, the bear.
Oh, yeah.
That just don't add up.
You say you made me nervous because I cooked my.
I know if
we
I say
cooked our kangaroo medium rare.
I was going to say.
Much kangaroos I ate, I probably got it then.
No, I'm talking about the bear. If you tell me, for instance, would you eat a steak if I told you it was full of parasites, just cook it a little longer?
No.
Heck no, you wouldn't.
It's well done. I cooked them out.
Yeah.
They cooked
But I would try the bear meatloaf, but I would want somebody that knows what the heck they're doing and teach me what not to do.
So you
We've kind of learned a lesson from barbecue contests. When somebody walks up and like, here, try this. No offense, but it's usually not good.
I've tried some sketchy stuff before.
That was our favorite to watch.
I drew the line. I drew the line at Mountain Lion. They say it's good. I didn't try it.
It ain't good.
Did you try it?
Yeah, I tried it.
Oh, no. Bobcat.
It tastes like
everybody's on the Bobcat. Several people I know around here is on the Bobcat kick.
Mike Powell swears Bobcat's good.
He was telling me that the other day about it. Asked me if I'd ever eat one. I told him no, and he said, "Man, I'm telling you, they're good."
Man, I got old Tomcat at the house, Mr. Smokes.
I was like,
see, that's what
it'd be like eating him. He's big as a bobcat.
That's what that mountain lion to me tastes like. Like if you could imagine if you was to roast your grandmother's cat, that's what that mountain lion tastes like.
I can't get over that. I can't get over it. No, I don't know, man.
It didn't eat kibbles and bits, I'll tell you that. It was rough.
Well, on the board. Y'all know who's on the board, don't you?
Yeah, he won't let us go.
Who's first?
This guy. I got on the board last Friday. It was after our we podcast that day?
Mm-mm.
No, it
was Friday.
No,
that was right. We came down Friday. I came down late. Y'all were working. I had some appointments in town, and I came down, and I was like, man, it's too nice not to go try to hunt this afternoon. So y'all got through doing the lime and stuff, and Mikey was like, I'll go. So he went and called for me. We left the house at 1:00, and I told Mark, I said, we're going to kill a bird. We'll be back.
No. What did you think y'all were supposed to go do? It wasn't turkey hunting.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
I thought y'all were going to do something, and Mikey looked at me, so I guess we're going turkey hunting. Malcolm just come out with his vest on, and you come out in the garage with your camouflage. I thought y'all were going to
shoot. No, I was
do something else.
No, I come down to turkey hunt. I like afternoon hunting.
No,
if you told find a bird, I told you we was going to kill a bird.
I'll send you a picture in a minute. I said, all right.
And so I guess that day you and Will been over on Salem, or Will had went over there, right?
Oh, no.
No, Will went over and tealed.
Yeah, he went over and tealed.
He saw some birds, I think. And there's one we got a field over there that the birds love.
Well, he said he come out of the ditch. He crossed the ditch crossing there, and he was going over there to till the inside of that corn there. And he said he come out of the ditch, and he seen 2, maybe 3. He said he seen 2 strutters standing in the field. So he just killed the tractor and sat there and watched them walk back up in the woods, and then went out there and done what he had to do. So when he got back, he told us about them.
Well, when I got that word, when I pulled up down here, I went and put my stuff on. I said, let's go see if we can get in that pines and call them birds. So me and Mikey slipped over at 1:00. I done told Mark we was going to kill one. We parked. We eased up there, and I was like, dadgum, I think that's birds out there. I think they were in that corn.
Yeah, they were filtered in that corn out there, just kind of, you barely could see them.
And they were probably, I don't know, 200 or 300 yards from, no, not 300, probably 250.
Yeah.
So we doubled back, got up in the pines, went around them, got within probably, I don't know, 100, 150 yards maybe.
Something like that.
Where we thought they were. We were 40, 50 yards back up in the woods, maybe a little further.
Yeah, because, we went kind of deep back in the woods and got on the back side of that ridge and just run that ridge until it started picking up to where we could see the edge of the field just barely. And, we're back up in the woods. I don't know. What do you think? 50, 60 yards?
Easy 60, yeah. At least.
I was further back than you were because I was behind you about 20, 30 yards.
So Mikey set me up on a tree. He went back behind me, started calling. No gobbles. No gobbles at all. I mean, they weren't talking. Hens weren't making any noise. But I could see the birds every once in a while. I'd catch a glimpse of them walking by, and I could tell one was strutting for sure. And it was, I don't know, man. We played with them birds for almost 2 hours. It was about 3:00, and I started seeing something come up through the woods. And I can't remember if you said there he is or if I picked him up.
Well, I done got up and kind of eased up there to you because I couldn't see down the field where the birds were. So I was just kind of watching your body movement, and I thought they done moved on because a couple of times you kind of put your gun down and you was sitting there, and I'd quit calling, and I'd go to stand up, and you'd get on your slate call and start coughing and choking on it.
That was the secret.
And I was like, I think he's signaling me. Just sit back down and start back calling.
That was that secret juice. If you wasn't going to call to him, I was going to try to turn him.
And anyways, I done got up and I started to you, and I cut the distance between me and you in half, and got up there behind you. I was standing up, and I could see a glimpse of a bird as it was walking down the edge of the field there. So I stopped, and then we just sat there and called. And then
I was tracking him. I saw him when he first come into the woods. He come out of there and he'd be up behind this little knoll, and I was like, man, I don't know. I think I can see old red head, and so he popped down in there a little bit. And sure enough, I picked him up, and I let him he was probably about 35 steps, I'd say.
Yeah.
Never strutted. He just was coming up in there to see. I guess he got tired of them hens out in that field, and he wanted to come see you, Mikey. But
put that little stanky leg on.
He came right up in there, and I dirt rolled him, and we ran down there to him, and man, I don't know how many ran off.
Yeah, we probably messed up running down there too.
I don't know.
They were all looking at us, and man, they were gone.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get to the bird though. I mean, I knew he flopped. That old Nitro put the hammer on him.
He really didn't, he didn't move much after you shot him. It was crazy. Like, you hit him and he just went down.
Graveyard dead. It destroyed him. I was like,
I don't know if he hit him or not, and that's when I took off running. And then I seen him. I was like, well, crap, he's laying there.
And then you froze.
It was too late then. The birds they were running.
You passed me before I could ever get up off the ground. You was already standing up, though. See? It wasn't me being slow. If I got to chase one, I got to shoot something to smack them. I ain't fixing to chase.
You ain't gonna run them down.
Yeah, I'm gonna get one shot. That's it. That's it.
So how often? I was thinking about this morning, sitting there. How often is it just habit to get up and run after them?
I'd get up and run after him because I've seen people shoot him, and they get up and run off.
Yeah.
That's the thinking, right? You want to get to that bird, step on his head,
get my foot on his head.
Yeah, so he
don't at least be in the vicinity of him. That way, because I have seen him get dirt rolled before.
Weren't you hurt?
You think it's dead?
Weren't you hurt hunting with Fate, and that happened?
Fate did it. I called up 3 longbeards for Fate one day, and they come up on his side, and they walked up, and he fired a shot. And I mean, I watched the bird flip over backwards and kind of roll down the side of the ridge, just flopping. Well, Fate didn't get up and run to him, and I got up. And we were standing there, and the other birds, I was trying to get a shot on one of those other birds, and I thought Fate had went, and he didn't go. He just kind of got up and got his stuff because the bird flipped over backwards. He's like, well, I got him, and I was watching the other birds fly off, hoping to get a shot at one of them. And anyways, turned back around, and the bird wasn't laying there. I mean, he had gotten up that fast and was gone.
So do you think that's a dead bird? He's eventually going to go off and die?
And he had to, because, he dirt rolled him over.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't 25 yards, and he smoked him.
But he never found him.
I don't think he hit him in the head. I think he shot him low in the body, and he just had enough, life left in him to run off.
Well, no, I've seen a lot of ducks take a shot and not check up.
That's still, it don't do a number on them.
So, I mean, the turkey probably a little tougher than a duck. I would have to guess.
Duck with that turkey load.
Yeah. I wish we could.
Gone. But that joker Wade, he was a heavy bird. He's only a 2-year-old bird. He had right at 1-inch spurs, but he had a little over a 10-inch beard on him and weighed 21 pounds. We put him on scale.
Yeah, he was a good bird.
So that's number 3 for me total ever. Number 1 on the year.
So 21 pounds.
So I'm still a rookie. That's why I can't call.
So
21 pounds, that's a big bird. I don't know what the average is in Mississippi, but
I'm sitting there thinking them turkey breasts we cook at Thanksgiving from Kevin.
Oh,
there's 16-pound turkey breasts.
Yeah.
How big a bird is that?
He's got to be a 30-something pounder walking around all steroided.
I want them proteins.
Yeah, what are they feeding them things?
Yeah. You imagine a 40-pound bird walking out on the field with you?
No. It'd be like that emu that was on the loose here. They caught that joker. Did y'all see that? I don't know if y'all follow Senatobia happenings or Hernando
I've seen everybody was hitting sightings of it and seeing it.
That emu, he took off from down here in Tate County somewhere and ended up way on the other side of Ark-Butler Lake. People were spotting him. And I was like, man, this has got to be a joke, right? Nobody's really.
What's his name, was it?
I don't know who. It was, I forget whose name it was. The lady that was posting for parents. It got out and was scared. And Joey Frazier's the one caught it on game cam over here on number 4. And they went, I guess it said they think 3 people. I guess they netted him or lassoed him or something. That'd have been a good video.
Yeah.
Seeing somebody run down an emu.
Calling.
And a
that's what
freaking
they're
emu
popping
walk
over
out.
the
I had that conversation with my wife. I said, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably had to go on and shoot it. They say it eats pretty good.
It eats darn good.
I never
I've
ate
eaten
emu.
emu before. It's pretty good.
I've ate rhea bird, some ostrich. I never ate an emu.
I can
But I
imagine
would.
checking the game cameras. Like, I mean, you had to think, you would think somebody was messing with you, unless it's one of those, ones like we got that transmits the pictures, but you pulled your card and seen an emu on there.
Just walk
Like, man, somebody's messing with me, done got this thing and photoshopped it or something and got it back on the card somehow.
Somebody got out over in Arkansas, where a spot is over there on the White River, and these guys were turkey hunting. They found his tracks, and they was like, "My God, look at the size of these turkey tracks!" And I mean, the emu's got a foot on it now. So they thought they were hunting a pterodactyl.
Yeah. T-Rex.
They said it was emu. There's some wild emu over there. I don't know if I guess they can survive. What's going to kill them?
Nah, shoot, nothing really.
I mean, they're a big animal
Justin's got a pair of them or a couple of them back here.
running around on the branch back here.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I've seen them when I'm.
Man, jokers better not come to no turkey call. They can step across
That
that
thing-
ditch.
Do they swell up and strut and all that?
I don't know if they
Oh,
do. I'd like to see one. We got a couple more people on the board. Darren Ward got number 2 this morning.
Yeah.
He sent me he sent you one too.
Yeah, I got a picture
He
of it.
sent me. Yeah, we're gonna put that picture on Buck Junkies. And Travis, a neighbor over here, he put out one of them strutting decoys like we was messing with today, and I heard he was sitting there on his phone. I don't know if I was supposed to tell this or not, but I heard he was sitting on his phone, wasn't even calling, looked up, and there come guy Strutter was attacking that decoy, and he smoked it. It was like the easiest hunt you could ever have. So the Strutter decoys do work, apparently. I never had him. I don't know. We had a hen check one out today, and I had a Jake scared of one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, Mark. Tell us how this morning went. Now, this is the first morning you've actually hunted with us so far. So,
I mean, it went a little bit of yawp, 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 and blah, 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 and then that's about it. No, we
got to do a better story than that.
no, 100%. Well, they were pretty quiet. They were quiet on the limb. It was loud, had a bunch of crows going. I don't know. Could you hear them crows at the end with you?
I heard the turkey go.
Dude, them freaking crows was loud.
That dude gobbled back across from us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we
Yeah.
dropped Mike. I dropped Mikey off down at the far end, and me and you stayed in the pines.
And listened for a while.
You
And
hit the owl hoot a couple times.
yeah, they didn't say nothing when we intended on them to say something. But finally, he gobbled across the road. I don't know how many it was because I don't think we heard the same bird all morning when we were over there sitting on it.
Oh, yeah, when they started firing up.
Yeah. But we slipped across there, got everything set up. You went and got Mikey, and I was just listening. And while y'all were gone, he never said a word. And then Mikey got out. We all got our stuff. And was like, all right, we can slip through these pines, sit on the edge of this big field, and
Throw out those strutters.
be good to go. We get about 30 yards from the pines, and Mikey grabs me, stops me. I can't see. For one, I'm blind as a bat. I couldn't see. I couldn't have told you what was in that green field. It could have been a damn elephant. And I wouldn't known it. And I look at you, of course, you're just happy-go-lucky about your do-do-do-do-do coming through the pines.
I got all the camera gear, my
Yeah.
net. I got everything.
I'm like,
tripod.
oh, and I put my hand up, and you look at me, and you don't quit walking. You just keep on happy-go-lucky. And finally, I guess it clicked. Oh, we need to stop.
It might be a turkey.
It
Well,
might be
I thought it was too early for them to be on the ground.
I didn't think they'd be out there that quick. Not a hen, at least, like that. But
She must have been roosted right there and hit that green field first.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
what-
she was sitting on the edge of the field down at the end in one of those trees on that
Yeah.
ridge and just pitched down right there in the field.
When I finally saw her, she was flapping in my wings like she had just, getting
stretching her
stretched
legs.
out. Yeah.
But
So we all sat down.
yeah, we got set up on it. I didn't know where you was at until after we got up. I just knew you was back there.
Yeah.
I heard a couple of calls every now and then, so I knew you was still back there in the woods. But that hen called to us more than any bird I've seen in a long time. I bet she's still
she's
she's still over there making noise. Ain't no doubt.
She walked every bit of that front property.
And circled us 2 times, 3 times.
You watched her all out in front of you, go down a full length of a plot, get in the woods, come out,
And she
fly
was
to the ridge.
she was within 15, 20 yards of you the last time I seen
To my
her.
back.
To your back. When I was kind of sitting there, I could catch her out of the corner of my eye. She was right there on top of you then. But I don't think we would have ever, I don't know. So that hen stayed with us for 2 hours?
At least.
Wow.
So
At least.
do you want that?
If
I mean,
you can keep her there, yes.
you saw what it did. We had
'Cause-
turkeys gobbling all around us because of her, I think.
Yeah, but didn't nobody want to fool with her?
Yeah. Somebody did. I don't know. That was just old loudmouth. That's the one at the club that had too many tequila shots. It's on the bar. That was her.
Dragging around on the dance floor.
She was up there. Yeah. Probably pull her old top off.
But
I done had a little too much. That was
Yeah.
her. She woke up. She was full from last night. She got up this morning.
that I ain't never seen one like that without being spooked just fly to go where she wants to go.
Yeah.
What, she flew 3 or 4 times in front of us? She go
went-
from ridge to ridge?
So we stayed on her for a couple hours, and she did get quiet when she got back in there. I figured she drew one of them strutters to her, and then we were sitting there, and all of a sudden, that one gobbled pretty close. I got out my little crystal call.
That's
Mikey done been
gobbled.
quiet, and he fired off, and he was right out in front of you. I said, "Oh, he's on that ridge." Did you see him up on that ridge?
As soon as he gobbled, I seen him. He
So-
was at the very top below that big old den tree.
so he
And-
dipped down.
Yeah, I mean, what thing is, I don't know if it's a bunch of down trees up there at the top, because he was hopping around a bunch. Like, you get to watching him, he'd walk that ridge, you see him bloop. And I don't know if he was having to hop over logs, but he was all over the side of that ridge for a good 20 minutes.
I think they do it to get a little better view. Because we had that strutter on the edge of that field. He had to have seen him because he gave him a wide berth.
Yeah.
Because when he eased down, I saw him right before he came out into the field on the side, and you were already been tracking him. And I think, Mikey, did you see him up on the ridge too?
I didn't see him on the ridge.
Till he got to the edge of the
I
field when
didn't
you
see him
saw
until
him?
he come through the ditch right there.
As soon as he hit the field, that joker blowed up.
And stayed blowed up.
Yeah. And I was far enough away to where I couldn't tell if it was full grown or not. And so I said, kill that bird. I don't know if you could hear me say that, Mark.
In my mind, I was like, this is a dead bird.
Yeah.
And then it got up there about 40 yards, and he kind of relaxed and was pecking around, and I couldn't see his beard flopping. And I was like, I'm sitting there trying to grow it. I'm squinting at it, like, if I can just grow that beard a little bit. And then, like Mikey said, when he fanned back up the next time, I was like, that ain't no gobbler. I mean, the bottom 2 or 3 feathers on it wasn't, they
Yeah.
were little bitty.
You could tell, like, they're
On the
short.
fan.
They're short on the edges. And then I got a good video of him. You can see he's probably got, man,
4 or 5 inch
he's
beard.
close to a 6-inch. I mean, you
Yeah.
might could
He
squeeze it.
He might have been legal.
Definitely a kid. Like, I'd have let Michael shoot that bird, acting like he did. But he come right on top of Mikey because I was sitting back between where I could film both of y'all. And I could shoot through there. And then Mikey was lined up with him. So I'm going, shoot that bird, Mikey, shoot that bird. Because I still, like, I'm looking at the camera. I really can't tell how big a bird it was. And then Mikey finally got his phone out. After we got there, he didn't ever really spook. He went off just back north of you a little bit and stood there.
I could tell you was mad at me because he was gritting your teeth. Bird.
Bird. Well, I was like, man,
I was trying. I couldn't look back here at you until it's a Jake.
man, we've
I
been
tell you,
Jake junkies.
We got to get some headsets, man. If we're going to film and hunt, 3 of us together like that, some headsets would be,
comms.
yeah. Because you'd be like, hey, it's a Jake.
You
And
got to push a button on them things, or can you just talk?
you just talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could probably do that then.
Oh, if we used the ones like we used in Texas, I
Yeah.
know they'd work.
Because it was plenty of times I wanted to say something to Mikey because I knew I could see the bird doing stuff he couldn't.
Yeah.
But
It's a challenge when you got all 3 of us out there, but we were spread out enough to where no bird ever really spooked.
not at all.
But we finally gave up on that bird. It was probably 9:00,
Yeah, it was right at 9 o'clock. We jumped side by side
looped all the way around, front side.
because we still heard that one gobbler, and we
Yeah.
knew he was somewhere on that front side, but he only gobbled maybe once, maybe twice. And we got around there, pulled up to the gate. Me and you jumped out. I said, well, I'm going to go look at the power line just to make sure. And when we peeked around that corner, the whole power line was full of birds. And I don't know, I'm not going to get all fired up. I don't know what they were. They probably were all hens. It looked like 5, 7 of them, something like that. But a bird's a bird. You got to start somewhere. And so is that when you poked your eye out, or was that at the...
No, that was when I quit calling to that hen. because she come up there when I was calling to her, and she came up looking for me, and she walked all the way down the field, and she went to the end, and that's why I quit calling for so long, was trying to get her to go on, or leave us alone for a little bit, and then go out there and stick the decoy. And then when she kind of cleared the field, I crawled up there and stuck the decoy out in the edge of the field, and stood up and turned around and walked right into one of those little sweet gum limbs. Man, that thing poked me. I'm talking about, it went in my nostril, it went through my eye and out my nose. It went in my head so far. And I just dropped down on my knees, put my face in the pine needles. I was like, man, I'm dying over here.
Impaled your eyeball?
Man, it hurt so bad. It was hurting.
Got up there on them hens, set the decoy on power line. Mikey started calling. And lo and behold, guess who shows up? That same freaking hen.
Okay.
Here she comes.
She was out, like, I was back up from you again. You were set up to shoot the direction we knew them birds were. Back to my immediate left is where that bird hit up. And Mikey was back to my right. And so I was like, man, that bird's close. She was just at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, she was right there.
So I saw her, like, I didn't want to move too much. And I had my camera out on my phone. I didn't fill the memory cards up on the video camera we had, but I saw her fly up into a tree, and she was trying to see over that ridge. And I guessed where the calls were coming from. She was trying to get a bead on it. Well, then she flew right down to the ground and just went to squalling. I mean, and she come out, man, across 20 yards from me, Mikey, maybe?
She was really close. She walked through that power line, however close you were to that power line. She came right behind you. Because I could see her out of the corner of my eye. She was kind of walking away from you and came to you, and then turned and went in the woods. And I could hear her walking in the leaves behind me.
She circled you, circled Mark, come back out right behind the daggum strutter decoy.
Went to the road and walked down the gravel road.
Walked down the gravel road.
Walking down the road.
Mikey's like, she just went down the road. Because I done told you to move. When I kind of picked up where she was, I said, you need to get closer. You can get over here and see what's going on. Because, I mean, I'm talking about when you'll see this on the video, the buggy's like where Mark is, Mikey's sitting where this camera is, and then I'm here, and you can see in the shot where the turkey is, all that's in there, right on the road.
What? None of us 20 yards from the side by side.
Oh, no. We could have been sitting in it.
It was, oh, crap, there's birds, find a tree.
But we just pulled inside and stopped to look at the power line. We didn't even plan to set up there. But hey, that's a pretty good spot when they're there.
Yeah,
they'd had to crest the hill either way, coming to see what's up there making that racket. But those other birds, I saw one of them take off and like head back down to the backside, and I guess they drew all the other. It had to be hens or jakes or something.
Yeah.
They weren't.
But out of all those birds, she was the only one that was willing to talk.
Man, but she still ain't shut up. What gets one that fired up, Mikey?
I don't know.
Want to breed?
I hadn't. Yeah, I guess so. She just wanting to breed bad, and
she getting them BLT shots.
That's what the ageless turkey.
Yeah, ageless turkeys.
Evidently that Jake didn't want nothing to do with her. Or I don't know. He had to walk right by her.
See,
they were on the same ridge together.
I would have thought that one of them other bigger turkeys would have got with her, and the Jake would have come on off, is why he peeled off and come down there to see what was making noise while she was occupied. But instead of her staying with the gobbler, she was still out on her own. She walked, I don't know how many acres she walked today doing that.
Well,
probably 70. Probably 70, 80 acres. Just cackling.
What do you think it was? We were from the first spot we set up to the second, 400 yards?
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah. Maybe.
And she covered it as quick as we did?
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't far behind us.
She was probably up in there by that pond when we last heard her. Didn't you say you saw her up that trail somewhere?
She was up the trail. She got, so I'm like Mikey. She got on the same side of that hill with that gobbler. They couldn't have been 20 yards apart.
She's done like
they had to pass one another in the woods at some point.
As much racket as she was making, she would have drew everything. And that's when I was like, man, y'all, let's go. Because she done told everything. She was there, and it wasn't nothing messing with her. Because we didn't have none firing off. It's still
quiet.
Yeah. Yesterday, me and Mikey had a good chase. We had two birds. We called in two birds, and we just didn't get a shot. I was wanting him to shoot. He's wanting me to shoot, and we just looked at him. But that went pretty good. You want to talk about that one, Mikey?
Yeah. So yesterday morning we get in there, and about where I was standing at this morning, me and you'd been down at the end. You couldn't hear nothing past those crows where we were trying to locate the birds at. And the crows, they had, I don't know how many it was. They were so loud that you couldn't hear anything.
Like 1,000.
So I was like, man, if there's a bird gobbling, I can't hear it. And if they're gobbling down at the end, we need to go down there because I can't hear past them. And anyways, we got down there, and as soon as we got out of the thing, it wasn't just a few seconds. He hit, bang, right up on top of up the ridge, and he was over one ridge. So he was not real close to it. He's probably a couple 100 yards from us. So we got up there and walked up the road and sat down, and that's what I was telling you is like, man, there ain't no way I can call that bird from that ridge
to this one,
down this hollow, back up to this ridge. I mean, it's just going to be almost difficult. I mean, it's be very difficult. He just got to want to be here if he's coming. And evidently he did, because we called a little bit, and anyways, he gobbled. Sounded like he was headed away from us at one point, and the next thing I know, he gobbled. He wasn't far at all. I mean, he was less than 100 yards from us, and he popped up, and he slid under that fence out in that road, and he just blew up. Poof, right in the sunshine, just stood there right in the road for just a second, and then he made about 3 steps and stepped in the daggone woods with us.
Yep. And
there was a gully between us and him, so he wouldn't come across that. He wouldn't even come up to the edge of that gully. He just kept walking, skirting back behind us. And I kind of figured he would, if he got in the road, he would stay in the road, and, there's clover in the road and stuff like that. And I figured he'd get out there and strut a little bit and put on a little bit of show. I mean, but he strutted one time, blew up and let down and walked across the road. And I think he blew up one more time when he hit the woods. And that joker never quit walking.
Never. He kept going west.
Yeah.
So with that turkey there, did y'all hear him drumming at all yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
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 So can a Jake not drum?
That one did today.
I never could hear that one.
Oh, I couldn't hear him today.
I seen him, flick. I seen him do his thing, but I couldn't hear it.
He was, for a Jake, he was an older Jake, because he was full-blown strutting and gobbling most of the time.
Yeah, because most of the time, though, when they, like on a younger Jake that I've seen, their 3 middle feathers will be really taller than the rest of their fan.
Yeah.
And that's like a dead giveaway. With him, it wasn't like that. Like we said about the feathers on the edge, the last 2 feathers were short, and that was it. And usually they don't blow up into a full-blown
he flew up like a balloon.
And hold it as long as that bird held that. Usually they'll try to, and they'll fan out a little bit, and then they'll let back down. And they will gobble. I mean, they'll fool you. They will gobble. That one gobbled.
Oh yeah, he kept gobbling. He gobbled right there on top of you once.
But that's when to me, when he gobbled on top of us, that was a dead giveaway, because he was 40 yards, 50 yards from us. He sounded like he was 200.
Should have blowed us out being right there. Yeah.
He ain't got no lungs. He needs some oomph.
Well, after that bird slipped by us yesterday, we doubled back. We was like, listen, we know where that bird's headed. The direction he was going to the field to where I'd shot my bird. And we knew there's going to be some hens out there. So Mikey said, let's loop back, take this north trail, get through the pines, and then get above him and then cut him off. And so that's what we did. And we slipped up there, quiet as I could be. Mikey's coming through there like a scout, and I'm coming through there like a bulldozer, toting all my stuff. But we go down this long slope, kind of where me and you set up the other morning. Mm-hmm. We ease off in there, and then by the time we get about halfway through them pines, a bird hit to our right. We was like, there's no way that's that bird. And then he hit back. So we found ourselves smack in between 2 strutters. And we was like, we can't close no more distance. We just got to stop. And it worked, because we sat down, and Mike, you called that other bird up. Now, it's one of them Jamie situations where that bird got on another row of them pines and was coming at us. And from where I was, I could just see glimpses of him. And then he was coming at Mikey, but Mikey had a tree blocking him.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing about hunting in pines is you don't think about it when you first sit down. You just kind of find you a pretty good spot, like, okay, I can see here.
You think.
Yeah, you think.
But if that bird is in a row over or 2 rows over from you, and you're kind of looking like the rows are running away from you, you can't see him coming. You can hear him, but you don't see, like I didn't see him till he was really close.
He might have been 25 yards from me, tops, when I finally got a bead on him, and he spun around and stayed behind this, it's probably 5-inch pine tree. And you'd think that you get a shot at that head behind one tree like that. Man, that joker turned so fast and ran back up that. I mean, he didn't putt. He didn't do nothing. It's like he just decided he didn't want to be there.
He didn't see what he was going to look at.
Yeah, that's right. He got up there where he could see good enough, and he was like, I should be able to see her.
If she's
she should be right in here. And I didn't, I quit calling when they get that close. I don't want to call a whole lot to them.
Get pinpointed,
because then you really get pinpointed. When they're that close. That's why this morning when I would kind of put my hand out at you, was like,
tell me to be quiet.
Well, I was just telling you to stop for a second because. Because he was still on it, and I was like, "Hold up, Malcom, hold up."
I was trying to call him to your gun, and I was going to wheel that trigger to go off. I was like, "One of y'all shooting this daggum bird."
But when they get that close to you, that will spook them. I sent y'all a video this morning of that where they had a strutter out in the field, and there was about 40 hens out there, and they, the guy just went, he just hit a hard yelp with them birds that close, and what they do? They gone. They should be able to see you.
Yeah.
They feel like they should. So when you call that close to them, there's nothing wrong with as they're coming and walking and you purr a little bit or something like that, or you give it a little cluck or something, but if he's stopped and he's just like dead focused looking, you don't want to be doing too much calling, because he can see a lot better than you think he can see. I mean, he can pinpoint you really, really quick. And if he looks in there and he don't see no movement, he don't see that hen scratching around, he'll get nervous and go. That's what happened That's what happened yesterday.
We should have had 2 birds yesterday.
So do you think that turkey knows he can see as good as he can see?
Oh, yeah. He knows how good he can see.
Like,
you can just fool him if you don't move.
Well, it's like today we were sitting there, and I seen the bird on the hill plain as day. I mean, it was a plane straight through, no limbs between me and him. He was probably 150 yards. And I was sitting there watching him, and he is gazing, just looking. And then he'd lay his head down, and Mikey'd call, and he'd stop whatever it was doing. He's like, shit, we got to find it.
Got to find him, yeah.
And he done that.
I think they do get to a point where they get so worked up. No, it's a little early for that now. But they get making mistakes. Yeah. It's like a buck and rut. They'll make a mistake, but they're keen. Like if you'd have moved your hand or waved or anything like that, made any kind of movement, I guarantee you'd have saw.
Oh, I wasn't even blinking.
Yeah. I mean, you were a statue. I was watching you.
I had to tell myself to breathe a couple times.
I knew you had your gun on him. I mean, you were locked in. I was like, what's more? Wait, no, I didn't know if it was further, because I couldn't tell what it was.
I was trying to grow a beard over there.
All I could see was there was a strutting turkey in the field. We've been waiting for 2 hours.
I couldn't see, so I don't know. My eyeball was poked out. I'm looking at Mark like, Mark, shoot the freaking bird, because I couldn't see his bottom feathers at that time. Yeah. And I was like, I'm squinting up one eye and trying to look at it.
That's when I'm up there like, I know Malcom and Mikey saying, why ain't he shooting? Why ain't he shooting? Why ain't he shooting?
Because Mikey looked back at me. He was like, what's he doing? And I was like, I don't know. Shoot.
I probably was screwed up. I'd probably pulled the trigger.
Hey, it would have been, I think it would have been illegal. It would have been close.
He'd have been legal.
Yeah.
It'd probably been 6-inch beard.
But when he got up there and didn't say a word and he just didn't act like a big bird. He just didn't.
Boy, I don't know. Strutting if I had to watch one come across strutting, it's like, God.
But you notice when he was
strutting. You're more refrained than I am.
Well, all right. So the birds you killed, you seen it strut? Right?
No.
You never seen it strut?
Any of the birds that I've shot, it's been like that.
So
this last one I let come in a lot closer, but he never strutted. He was just bebopping through, and I didn't know I wasn't going to shoot until and then Mikey was like, why didn't you shoot earlier? And I had to see a beard. I wanted to see that swinging beard because I didn't know for sure, because I knew there was a hen. I could see a hen back there with him. There were some other birds. I could see them, but they were on behind him. This was just the lead guy.
See,
until he got sideways and that old beard swung out, I was like, oh, that's his, knock his head off. Yeah.
Well, that one, so he would blow up and strut. But
that's what would have got me.
No, but if you got to watching him, he would walk just normal. He would walk the same way blew up as he did not strutting. Whereas you see a big gobbler, when he blows up, he goes sideways. And this bird here never done that. This bird here just blew up and just walked like he was walking across the field. Like he didn't have that energy like some of them big gobblers do. And I was like, man, and then I couldn't see a beard. And I was like, hey, I'm not pulling a trigger on this one just yet.
You made the right call. I'm not gonna lie. 'Cause I went back and watched the video, and I could zoom in on it, and he, I could see his beard. It wasn't no swinger.
The safety was off. Like it was
clicked.
Yeah, it was clicked.
You almost put a notch on that gun.
But no, that's a good morning. That's a good morning for somebody like me that is not 100% familiar with what to do, what goes on, to hear that hen do all that for an hour straight and know you ain't got to be perfect.
You want to learn to talk like a hen, you go find you one like that and listen to her. Find you a video and watch that one, because she's making the noise. And I ain't saying they're bringing strutters to her, because she didn't have none with her.
Marlboro.
Yeah.
I think
she was raspy.
I think if there would have been a gobbler within range that didn't already have a hen with him,
yep,
he'd probably come running her. You get in those situations like that, just like the one we did yesterday. We got in between two gobblers that were gobbling back and forth to one another. Sometimes you get in those ideal situations. The setup wasn't great because you could see a long ways through the pines from where we were, so that meant he could really see. And then Friday, we were sitting on that side of that ridge. He had to come up
and look
over it. So kind of the element of surprise there. And when you're sitting on the edge of fields, you running that same thing. Sometimes they'll hang up out in that field because they don't see the hen. They hear, but they don't see her. We were back in the woods this time. We might have messed up if we would have gotten all the way out on the edge of the field and been calling from the edge.
Oh, they'd have saw us off the ridges.
Not seeing a hen out there. He probably would have stood on the side of that ridge and just looked down there and like, where's she at?
So how much of that goes into thinking about where you're going to sit, to where the turkey's going to come when you got a bird, when you got one that's hot?
I mean, if you have time to think about it, sometimes it just happens.
Because I've seen people say, "Oh man, there was this deadfall here, so if I set up back behind it, that bird's got to come around this end to look and see where I'm at."
That person's good at telling stories.
That guy's done been in there and got on that bird one time before.
He knows how it's going to act. Yeah.
Because most time, like yesterday when we were hunting and today, a lot of times you kind of, when you're locating birds and they start gobbling and you're going to them and you sit down and you try to conceal yourself as much as possible, but not all the times that happen. If you've been like, just say you shot gobbled one or you cut and yelped to one and it gobbles. All right. If he answered you, automatically he's interested in you. So he may or may not be coming to you, but a lot of times they will be coming to you. So you got to just flop down where you're at and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
You don't have time to really put yourself in a situation to make him look for you. You just got to conceal yourself as best as possible and hope it works out.
Just sit down, be still.
Be still. And
so would you say, if you owl hooted, you heard one gobble, he was on the ground, or you knew he was on the ground, and he didn't gobble to you calling, do you push the envelope then, because you hadn't gave your location up yet? So it's different in locating it with the owl call versus you yelping and locating one, correct?
Yes.
I think you're going to play that. He's got to answer you twice before he's coming. That's what I say. He's got to hit you back. Like, you got to call to him twice, then you can be quiet. The first time he's kind of pinpointing it. Next time he's coming to you, especially if it's closing distance.
And I know none of this is a written book.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
It's not. It'll change. Every situation changes in turkey hunting.
But I'm not a expert or even intermediate turkey hunter whatsoever. But in my mind, you hit that yelp and you sound like a hen and he responds. I'm like you. He knows where you're at.
Yeah.
Pretty daggum close.
I mean, he's pinpointing. He's documenting. All right, they're over there somewhere by that one stand where they shot that suppressor off the end of the gun. They're over there.
And that's one of the things that you do have to think about when you're trying to locate birds. If you got a crow call or something like that in the middle of the day and you're blowing it and you get them to answer the crow call, you haven't given your location away.
Right. But if you yell, he's located you just as easy as you located him.
He already has probably turned in your direction and looking like she's right out there about 200 yards. And then you yelp again to get him to gobble, because most people hear him once. They won't hear him a second time. That's what Malcolm was just saying.
Oh, you got to.
When he answers that second time, you better be finding a spot.
I'm going to be sitting down quick before I start calling the second time. Depends on where that gobble is. Like, if he sounds off and you can tell, oh, man, he's 200-300 yards away.
Yeah.
You got to close some distance, because you can't expect to call him that far.
Yeah. You got to think about it. You have to know your property, most definitely.
If you're on public ground, it's totally different. You better
Yeah.
hope you studied it or, got a little research what you're going to do.
I got a lot
I
of
mean, you can sit down and try to call them 300 yards but chances are he's going to run across something else, got his attention before he gets to you.
If there is obstacles between you and him, and they're there, a lot of times it's better to just hold on a second. Don't get him to answer that second time like you're talking about and say,
Well-
all right, there's a huge gully or ditch down
Get to
here
it.
that
Go
he
ahead and
might fly across, he might not, but don't go straight at him, like go swing wide, go down and try to get as close to that or get on the other side of it and then start your call sequence.
it's easier under perfect conditions. When the
Yeah.
when there's low wind, the woods ain't all filled out, and you can do a better job of telling, how far that bird is from you after you've done it a few times. But when it starts filling out or a windy day, that bird that's 200 yards, he might sound like he's 40 yards from,
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people say,
or vice versa.
Vice
what I'm
versa,
saying?
yeah.
A 40-yard bird will sound like he's 200 on a high windy day or when the leaves.
Yeah, that's
spill
right.
out.
But you got to pay attention to that stuff. Those high windy days, man, it'll throw that sound way off.
So next week, Jamie's on the gun.
Jamie's going to be on the gun next week. What'd you do today, Jamie? You went
Man, I
over.
worked. Y'all been I've been working.
Hey, you pulled up, jumped on the skid steer, started cutting trails, didn't
Yeah.
you? I wanted to talk about that, like what we've been doing. So Jamie, we've got a new little piece of property that's just down the road a minute, and it was just growed up. You want to talk about
It's
what
just-
all you doing there?
It's a lot of just sweet gum, just junk in there.
I think we need to do a pretty good video on that. That is the definition of land going untouched for years, and that's what you end up with.
I mean, you won't cover, but what's there is not what you want. I mean, it's me and Mark walk pretty much all. It's not but what you say about 20 acres of
That the thick stuff
actual woods back
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It's
20 something, and it's trails in there. But as far as like bedding, we didn't find, but around the cedar trees.
Yeah.
and it'll
like everybody thinks, oh, it's thick. They're bedding in there.
No,
it
they're
ain't
not.
no bedding in there.
It
no.
was clear cut.
Yeah,
And
It's the-
they come
it's the
in and
main-
took
it's the
every
main
bit of the
log
good
and
trees
it's-
off of it, and then just
Yeah.
trash trees grew up in there.
they ain't laying under a sweet gum.
No.
They ain't doing it.
And I mean, we've pretty much about got the perimeters. One low spot on, I guess all that water's coming off that little back pond. It's pretty rotten in there still, but
Well, you're trying to cut trail around the perimeter. Just
yeah, the perimeter. So
Give some
eventually
access.
burn it off in the next couple of years, and then just so we know where all the property lines at, and the neighbor knows, we got
Somebody's
property
in
lines
there.
at. Yeah.
It's been a learning curve over there for that because me and Jamie's running the skid steer the most, but over there, you think it'd be easy just to lay out the property line and take a mulcher and run down it. It don't work like
The
that.
straight shot don't always work.
No,
Yeah.
because you got gullies, you got big trees, and you're bobbing and weaving and trying to make stuff work and trying to make it as straight as possible where you can ride a tractor side by side down it. But we've gotten some sticky situations over there.
It's that one spot on the back. It's still pretty bad. It's gonna be midsummer before it dries out enough to go to tie the two sides together.
is that wet in between it?
Yeah, it's pretty wet.
what is it? It's 3 ponds over there.
Yeah.
Technically 2 ponds and 1 slough.
Yeah.
It's where I was at today. I don't know. It's you can see it's been a lot of water come off. I don't know if it's coming off that hillside below that pond, but it's going to take a little while to dry out because it's
Imagine
just
those trees have done rooted and broke that levee in places. It's probably
Yeah.
leaking.
yeah, could be.
Yeah, that levee is eat up with trees. That's what I was telling you yesterday. I don't know what.
There's no good way to
There's
do
no
it.
good way to do it because if you kill the trees, the roots are still in the levee. So now the
cool.
roots die.
That's a hole.
Now you got a void in there. Once they rot, if you cut them down, the root system will stay alive for a little while, but it's still
Still have the
trying
same.
to stretch for water in the pond, and it's just you just can't let that stuff get on that pond levee like that.
It's the worst thing for them.
Worst thing for the pond levee is let trees get in.
Yeah, 'cause then when you get all that, then you got, I guess it's rats or moles and all kind of junk just burrowing everywhere. All
Oh,
over.
yeah.
Holes all through it.
Yeah, when you get trees and stuff, that root system and stuff, you won't think about it, but that root system, things like that in your pond levees, muskrats and things like that, that's what they like because the dirt's kind of loose around it because it's kind of broke it out, and they'll
Yeah.
dig up under them, and they'll make a hole in there, nest in or whatever, a den in the side of your levee, and then you really got a problem.
That happened at my house.
Yeah.
Our neighborhood, it got destroyed. We had to
What
pay
was
to
that?
fix all
Muskrats?
They said it was muskrats.
Muskrats will do it real bad too.
Mikey saw some beavers down there, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
They were on the downside of it. But I know there's some beavers because they were coming up and getting trees out of the neighbor's yard and dragging them over there to their hut. Like they were dragging them over that levee down in that bottom.
Yeah.
They had it dammed up, man. They had them a sweet spot.
Them things are all cute and pretty until they start cutting down your ornamental trees and dragging them over to their
I got one old pear tree I wish they could have if they come up here and get it.
So, Malcolm, what's your take since we've got the mulcher and we've done some work with it? What is your take on that being a tool for land management?
Oh, I think if you can afford one, that's the best tool you could possibly have. As far as keeping stuff clean and, it's a multi-purpose. There's so many attachments and things for that skid steer that you could do all kinds of stuff with it. I mean, we use it for loading. We use these stands up with it.
I mean, me and Mikey used it
mulching,
putting poles, to build a bridge the other day.
Yeah, there's all kinds of uses for it. I mean, it's probably that and a tractor. I mean, you can do a lot. Now, if we had a Mini X, that's the next thing we need.
Yeah. We need to deliver it to the house too.
You got some use for it.
I might have some use for it.
What's y'all's thoughts on it? Y'all are ones operating it.
The only thing I hate about mulching is scratching the machine up.
Yeah, but it ain't no way around it.
It's not. It's going to happen. There's no way you're not going to get limbs fall back or whatever. But
you ain't going to keep the tractor new running through trails and doing everything you have to do with it either. It's meant to work.
I mean, I think we've run it over there, and over there's been a test because man, you hit some of them. I don't know what them trees are. It ain't crabapple. It's them briar trees.
Oh, it's got the
Osage orange or something?
No.
No.
It starts with a B.
I don't remember what it is.
Talking about the Bradford pear ones?
Yeah, they're like
mountains
what
smell like death.
Man, you
like
hit some of them trees right there, and I don't know if it's because they're such soft pulp wood and it just absorbs the hit. Dude, it's like cutting a steel beam. But you go hit an oak tree, and boy, it'll eat it on up. But man, some of them old pulpwood trees.
One of them where the bark just kind of ropes.
It just turns into strands.
Yeah. Those are hard to cut anyway.
It's going to look good when we get done.
I enjoy doing it. I'd rather sit in that mulcher than I had at the office for sure.
You'd rather sit in it than sit on a tree for turkey.
He probably would.
Did you have your shotgun with you while you was mulching?
Yeah, I'm going to shoot a turkey. I really hadn't. That's something I ain't really seen any turkey signs.
I ain't seen any animal over there yet.
I've seen some coons and possums.
Excuse
one
me.
coyote, bunch of crows.
Well, Malcolm,
So y'all got the lime spread, didn't you?
we got lime spread.
How did that go?
It went good.
What did you do? Did y'all put it in a?
Put it in a lime buggy. I went down there and picked where I guess Jamie went and picked a lime buggy up.
You can rent those most of the time from your local co-ops.
Yeah, we had a hydraulic one this time. I ain't never seen a hydraulic one. It was a little different.
Did it work good?
Yeah.
That's the same one that years ago when I put lime out, what's that same buggy?
Man, that thing's seen better days then.
Oh no, this one's in good shape.
Yeah.
It was in real good shape. But it said, what do you say? How many tons an acre we done?
2,000.
They said they delivered 40,000
Oh,
pounds.
you talking about what got delivered?
No. What were you trying to put out? What, 2,000 pounds an acre?
1,000 pounds an acre.
You know how we done that? Just take the gate completely off. Don't even use it. Just open the back door and let it go.
Let it roll.
Because they delivered, and Mikey said 40,000 pounds.
I believe it.
And I'm like, that looks like 3 side-by-side bed loads. I mean, there's no way. But
That crap's
evidently-
heavy enough to where if you fill that tractor bucket up with it, it's going to be more than that tractor wants to handle.
Really?
Yes.
It's teetering a little bit.
Yeah. It's heavy.
How many scoops would that buggy hold?
3 or 4. And it was loaded. And it would be all the tractor could do to pull it up the hill over at Mudhole.
Because the first time we did it down here, I guess I went and picked up the buggy's lime already in it.
Yeah.
And I had my little tractor, which is not but a mid 40 horsepower 4-wheel drive tractor, nothing big. And man, I went down the hill and I couldn't pull it up the other side at Mudhole. I had to drop the trailer.
Hook it up to my truck.
Your truck and my truck
that
one.
white
I had to
Ford
hook
I
the
had.
truck and pull. I couldn't. My tractor.
I
wouldn't
believe
pull
it.
You
was
had
all-
weights on the front of your tractor and everything.
Yeah,
and it wasn't getting it. So when we pulled it up, we rearranged.
Yeah.
And we put out a lot. Like, we put it out pretty dang heavy, and we didn't use half that pile.
I noticed. So what's the plans with that, Mike? Is it lime okay? Just set till you use it?
Yeah, it's fine till next year.
We throw a tarp over it or something, maybe just to keep rain
No,
from.
they said it's fine, like it says. I mean, it might get a little crusty or whatever. You can break it up. With
I just figured it would. In my mind, I'm thinking it's going to dissolve.
Well, see, you got to lose a little of it.
I mean, a little of it's going to go on the ground, but it ain't. It's not going.
That was me. I didn't realize what lime was. I'm finna show my ignorance.
What is it? Crushed limestone?
Yeah. Like in my mind, like when I seen Miles blow that lime out last year, it looked like powdered sugar, and I was like, "That's some." Like in my mind, I keep thinking of like, what is it? Lye, not lime, but lye. That's like that white powder.
That's stuff you throw on body. We put
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I thought. It was like a
sewer spill.
It goes to the old outhouse.
Yeah.
like they need just call it freaking limestone. I guess because
this is pulverized limestone.
Yeah, it's just ground up limestone.
And usually when you sling it, it does dust everything.
Oh man, it was everywhere. This is a little bit coarser than I think we had before. Looked like it at least.
You can buy a pelletized product, and they probably have a liquid lime too. I don't know.
Yeah, they got both. They're a little more expensive though.
Yeah.
Buy it in bulk. This is the cheapest way to do it, is buy it in bulk like that.
The uptake's slow. Like you won't notice once it gets in the ground. It takes, they say, a year before you can see the results.
Yeah. Well, it took ours. It took ours 2 years I did a soil test 2 years ago, and then came back, retested everything this year, and it was awful 2 years ago. I mean, it was really bad, and now we're right where we want to be on some fields. Some fields still, they were so bad they just really didn't. They didn't really take. Well, they took it, but it just didn't help much. Some of those ridge tops and things, but some of the bottom and things like that, they soil's great. I mean,
so it just takes time. It's not. This ain't gonna happen overnight.
It's something that you do that takes a couple of years for it to really, and what you do with that food plot or that field or whatever makes a difference too. You still got to be fertilizing, and like we do, we don't never deplete our crops. We always just kind of burn them down, not burn them, but spray them and kill them and just till them back into the ground. So every bit of nutrients that was there, other than what the deer took off with them, the fruits on the plants, or whatever.
So you're not taxing the soil as.
Yeah. You're putting it right back in.
What are we doing? So now that it's turkey season, is everything on pause just for the next few weeks?
I ain't gonna be able to pause everything. Because this is the time. Like now, we're getting a little weed infiltration in our clover fields. We've got some broadleaf and a little bit of grass starting to pop in those. So we do need to spray those within the next week or two. And that'll be really the only thing we gotta do. We've already fertilized. Martin Wheel fertilized 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. 2 weeks.
They lined last week, so we got all the soil conditioning down that we need, and we're just gonna spray and maintain the plots. Just get rid of some of the weeds.
That sounds like a plan to me. I think we're already seeing the benefits of the burn.
Oh yeah.
Just by the way the turkeys are using these woods.
So I hadn't been in the pines. Is it getting green sprouts in it back yet, or just
It was this morning when we walked in there.
where sunlight can get down, we're seeing it. Some areas it's thick, like off in the middle of where we were, you're not seeing much growth.
But it looks so good.
Oh, it's amazing.
You can see 150, 200 yards in them pines.
And I don't know if that's good for turkey hunting or not. If you can see that far, they can see twice.
But it
as
looks
far.
good.
Man, it is so open, and you don't realize how much it changed. Like when you walked through there before, there was stuff hanging everywhere, and you had needles caught up and limbs, and now it's just open woods. And the floor was, it was still burnt.
Yeah. Now you got fresh needles on it already.
Now it's a fresh carpet, and man, it don't take it long to get covered back up.
Yeah, I know. I didn't expect that. That was one. I thought it would stay kind of burnt and start greening up a little faster. And those needles they failed immediately after we burned.
Well, if you look at that picture of you and your turkey, that's a beautiful picture.
Oh, it was.
It don't get any prettier
was in the
than that.
middle of those pines where Mikey took that picture of me.
Well, that's the first thing Rob noticed was that char on
the trees. Yeah, he said he responded on there. They got char, brought them turkeys in. I said, I can guarantee it did. They weren't scared to come up in there.
Those pine needles that are dropping this quick like that, do you think those are ones that were damaged from the fire and they're just falling?
I think they're constantly.
I know they constantly fall year round, but
part of it probably just dead stuff that was held up in the tree, and now it's
coming loose.
Yeah.
We've had so much wind. March has been pretty windy.
Yeah.
And we've had 2 or 3 big storm systems come through. We got another one coming this weekend. So the weekend looks like it's going to be shot for hunting around here.
That'll be all right. I got to go put
I wanted to get into talking about it's windy here in Mississippi. What's going on in other states? I wanted to get into out of state hunting today, but we went. We'll probably save that for next week. That way, we'll have a good topic to talk about because I think we went about long enough. Hey, we ain't got to the food part, man.
Hey, we got to talk about hunting.
I wanted to talk about. Do we got how much more time we got? I can't read that. What does that say? Anybody read that?
My eyes poked out. 5
minutes.
Well, we're about to reach our limit here. We are going to talk about food. Like last weekend, we came down to hunt. That's the day me and Mikey celebrated on Friday. After we shot that bird that afternoon, I text Mark. You were good. Oh, you had to go to dinner.
I had to go to dinner.
Yeah, with the in-laws.
I
bought a sack of crawfish. And me and Mikey, so as we got back, we got into the brown liquor. Oh man, it was a great night. I cooked crawfish. We had everything to go with it: the mushrooms, the taters, the sausage.
It was a good day.
We ate a sack of crawfish and sat around here and told turkey stories all night. And we didn't make the next hunt Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday morning was
quiet.
It was probably the best morning to go last weekend, but I was on the board and our heads was swole up a little bit, so we slept in. And then Saturday, you and Emily came down and cooked dinner. Man, we threw down Saturday night.
That was a board there.
It's like a meat fest.
That was a lot.
So you went to Home Place Pastures, which is
it's a local farm down here, right here in Como, Mississippi. We buy a lot of our comp hogs from them, and they do farm to table. They got a lot of stuff. If you're in Como, go check them out. But we picked up some bone-in pork chops. We picked up a tri-tip. We picked up.
You had to get chorizo.
I picked it up Thursday. I got 2 cases of chorizo coming.
You got some kind of sausage?
I did. What was that?
Red pepper garlic.
Red pepper garlic. It was good. It was a little different grind than I'm used to. It was a little coarser, but it was good.
It was almost like an andouille.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I had done a recipe over on How to Barbecue Right of some pork belly last week, and I had one left. I brought it down here and sliced it thick.
It was already smoked. It was tender.
Already smoked. Yeah, it was done. It had done been cooked, but it done got cold, so it looked like bacon. It looked like smoked raw bacon. And you threw that on the grill after you did everything else. Man, that was so freaking good.
That was a good bite.
Then you made pumpkin cornbread.
Had some pinto beans with deer sausage.
It was white beans.
Pinto beans
or whatever beans.
And pumpkin cornbread does not seem a good combo.
You don't think that I was like
cornbread will change your life.
It had like imagine you like banana bread.
Yeah.
It was like banana
Similar
bread, so it was kind of a sweeter type bread, but it had a little different consistency because of the cornmeal in it. And it was jam up with some butter and honey.
Heck yeah, you put some honey on it, shoot.
And Mikey did mushroom rice. What do you call that?
Rice. Yeah, I did mushroom rice and
Big old salad
and roasted potatoes.
Man, you don't think we was eating like kings?
Man, my ham sandwich for lunch ain't sounding so good no more.
We cooked for 3 hours on that Weber kettle.
We put some work in that night. Watch basketball games.
Pork tenderloins. We had pork
tenderloins. Yeah, this was there wasn't but 7 of us here. I took all that meat home. It's in a Ziploc bag in my refrigerator. So I've got snacks all week. I should have brought some of it down here for lunch today.
So what videos we got? What's the most recent?
We got.
Did we talk about? We released the gravy recipe.
Yeah, the
last
gravy.
week.
We did Mikey's hinge cutting last week.
Mikey's hand cutting, and then Jamie's bison bait. You talked about it.
Yep.
What you filming today? What you cooking today?
Oh, I'm making a bean dip.
Bean dip. Spicy bean dip.
Man, it's good.
This is just old deer camp.
You're going to have to watch the video, get the recipe.
It's deer meat bean dip.
Oh.
If you want to see how to put some of that deer meat to use, watch Mikey's video coming up. He's going to record it today, and it'll be out in a few weeks probably. Time they get it edited up. But that's going to do, I mean.
That's it.
Yeah.
We need to go shoot a bird, though.
Don't forget to go to the community and get in this latest contest. All you got to do is use any kind of turkey call, use your phone, record a little video with it. Don't have to be super long. Just make some racket on turkey call, show us how you do it, and post it on you need to post it on that Mikey's post. And it'll be Mikey doing a fly down cackle call. And that's where it has all the things about it. Just comment on there, attach that video. Excuse me. Got tongue tied there. Tell your friends and family about the Buck Junkies. Get them to sign up, man. We're having a good time over here.
Well, I guess that'll do it for a bunch of rejects. I guess we're going to sit just a bunch of rejects.
That's it.
Well, we appreciate y'all listening. We're going to get out here and do a little filming. Me and Jamie's probably going to, well, Jamie, I know is going to go back on Mulcher, do some stuff knocked out. But if y'all got any questions, y'all shoot us a message on Facebook or Instagram, and we're going to get out here and get busy. And I'm going to shoot a turkey for next week.
We gone.